I am not trying to shake anyone's allegiance to their religious practices or creeds per se. What I am arguing is that the institutional and socio-political structures of Christendom were never truly Christian because they never lived up to the extreme radicalism which is actually implicated by Christian metaphysics. Within various forms of Paleo-Christianity, or so-called Gnosticism, we see the notion of gnosis featured as an essential aspect of the project of achieving theosis. In order for one to be truly transformed by the Logos, an individual human person must actually make spiritual contact with the Logos itself. In order to be truly transformed by the love of God, such that one's will is reshaped into accordance with that cosmic Logos, one must actually perceive what that cosmic love amounts to. One must achieve gnosis in order to achieve theosis. It is not enough to simply go through the motions of a religious tradition or to profess belief in a certain religious creed. A personal relationship is required, and this must be a relationship of understanding. Simply believing is insufficient if one lacks any real understanding of what one is professing belief in. Although the influence of this new spirituality has yet to truly rival the influence once held by the new atheism, these are tides which are changing very rapidly. Peterson's interpretations of biblical narratives paved the way for an orientation towards religiosity which was, for the most part, entirely novel within the realm of modern educated laypersons. Rather than engaging in debates about whether or not these narratives were true in some materialistic sense, Peterson instead revealed to his audience the manner in which religious narratives and traditions could be seen to reveal an archetypal reality which transcended the particularity and contingency of historical accounts. The events being described within these religious narratives were thus depicted as eternal events rather than as historical, material events. Peterson would set the stage for a much more intellectualized and esoteric sense of spirituality, which would come to be further popularized by figures such as Jonathan Peugeot, Robert Barron, John Vervaeke, that kid from the Telos Bound channel, Galahad Eridanus, and of course, Formscapes. And if we take stock of the overall trajectory of this process, what we see is a microcosm of the much larger narrative which I have been attempting to elucidate here. A highly accelerated microcycle, which is self-similar to the larger world historical cycle which it is embedded within. This new spirituality is one in which the intellect of the individual layperson is able to directly engage with the metaphysical implications of religious narratives. Within this process, we can thus see the unfolding of a kind of moral and imaginal freedom which has been unavailable to the vast majority of human beings who have ever lived throughout human history. Faith is far more than mere groundless belief. Faith is a moral commitment to an as-yet unrealized possibility. It is a commitment which can, through the very power of its own conviction, realize that which was otherwise impossible. Yet such faith, far from relying upon ignorance and naive credulity, can only achieve its true potential when it is realized through a genuine understanding, a genuine gnosis of that which one is committing oneself to.